Jay, this season of SWAT is absolutely another incredible one, and I'm curious to find out how you would describe Deacon's arc in this current season.
Well, I tell you what, he's faced with a lot of conflict this season, and from a lot of different directions. So some at work, some from home. So it's kind of starting to play it out. It's beginning. We've dropped a few seeds already, and it's really kind of cool how they're going to play them out as we go. So because we just started shooting episode 12. So we what was on last night, number 4.
Or,
So
yeah.
so we've got some really cool things to come, and they're going to play out for the length of the season. So, but definitely conflict.
There's a new member to the team. Did they talk about how when a new member comes onto the SWAT team, they're always welcomed, or is there always a trust no matter what as a SWAT new member? Because you have this built-in history, you know you have to trust each other, or did they explain to you? I know Odie is the consultant. Does Odie say to you, like, you're going to be wary a little bit of this person until they warm up and show you they can trust you, or you can trust them, I should say.
No, no, I think it's inherent when once you make that level of a SWAT team, and I think speaking from my experience just in real life, if you've made a SWAT team, that's built in trust. But certainly on the personal level and for what we explore in our show, that has to be earned, but not from a professional level of worrying about someone having your back because they've trained to get there. So when she comes in, the only thing is, she's a newbie, she's a boot, so um, she's got to do the things that rookies do. But she's by no means a rookie police officer. It's not like she's just first day here. She's put in her time.
When Deacon was upset about the defund the police movement during the protection for the Rodeo Memorial, do you think a lot of that resentment came from his personal, like, financial struggles that were in season two that maybe almost compromised his morals as a SWAT officer?
Well, I mean, I think that certainly played into it. But I think he just was really, it really affected him on a personal level because he's a good man and he surrounds himself with good people and they're good police officers. And I think it just really, he was heartbroken that was the sentiment on a larger scale when he knows deep down that he is good. Yeah, sure, he had that temptation, but he overcame it in the moment and knew that what the difference between right and wrong. So I think to hear, and I'm not speaking for officers, but I think to hear that defund the police they can take it personally because um, if they know deep down that they're good person and they protect and serve, then that hurts.
You are directing the 150th episode of SWAT. How did you come to get this special honor?
I don't know. I mean, it was a surprise to me. I knew I was going to be doing one, and then I knew it was number 9 of our season, and it was only a couple weeks out that somebody said, "Oh, by the way, that's the 150th." But I got to say, the first thing that when I heard that popped into my head, the writer of the episode, his name is Charlie Hadaway. He was a PA on our show for 5 seasons, and he wrote an episode last year, which was really great. And then, so that's pretty damn cool that you go from being a PA on a show to writing the 150th episode. So
Well,
I
that's
share
an
that.
I was just going to say, and it must mean so much to you as well that this is not just an achievement for you on camera, but behind the camera to do 150th episode. You've reached a milestone as an actor. Now you're doing this significant of an episode. When you did find out, was there a little bit more weight on your shoulders? Did you feel a little bit of nerves? So,
Oh no, because again, when you do these and direct these episodes, we have such a built-in trust system with our crew. that it's not like it's just any other episode, but I didn't have to worry about that weight because I knew that anything that was on the page we were going to be able to do. And what's great about the episode, in addition, is that number 8 leaves us off kind of with a question and a cliffhanger of sorts because we'll be off for a number of weeks after the 8th episode, the holidays and stuff. So coming back to 9 is a part 2 of a 2-parter. So that's what was also pretty exciting about it.
I spoke to Annie Alonso, and as I said to you off camera, she gushed about how wonderful a director you are because you're an actor's director, because you are a person on this series. You know everyone's strengths and you know what to expect and what you would like from them and what they can live up to because you know them so well inside and out. Was there something, though, that challenged you that you were surprised to find as a challenge when you were stepping in as a director for your own series?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I know my character, just as well as any, the writers certainly do. But there's no one that knows my stuff more than me. But what I bring to it, I think, is that since I've been with these guys all since day one, I know their characters pretty well too, because I'm in it with them. So I was never going to give them any kind of direction that was false or just for the sake of something cool, or it was based in organic sort of, I specifically with Annie, she had this line to start a scene, and I just gave her this little note reminding her of something that had happened a few episodes earlier with her character, and I said, bring a little bit of that to this moment with Commander Hicks, and it kind of dawned on her like, oh yeah, that would be kind of cool. And so it wasn't, it's just sort of reminding, because we move so fast. That's the other thing is that I tell the guest actors when they come in is that this show really, really moves fast. So you got to keep up, do a take or two, just for safety. But if it you've been cast for a reason, so it's fun to take those beats now and then. Not because I'm picky or anything, but just because it's fun to maybe try something a little different that sometimes we forget stuff like, oh yeah, because you're moving so fast. So that was a great joy. But the challenge I have for this episode was our first day of work. The first scene was a scene between David Lim and I, and it was sort of a conversational, personal scene. And I'm realizing in the moment, oh my goodness, I've prepared so much for this episode, but I I got to take a few minutes to just make sure I have all the lines in my head because it's like, so maybe next time, the first day, first scene, I won't have me in it.
Was it a challenge at all for you to manage filming stunt work on top of direction and acting as well?
That is definitely a challenge, but what's great about our stunt team is that they're so dialed in, and so you kind of give them, they see the script at the same time as you, so you talk about it. We have meetings, but then you give them a kind of a blueprint of what you want, and then in some situations, like specifically with a fight, I just let them do what they do. And when we film that, Austin and Jake and Lance, they're in charge. They kind of take over the reins because we've got stunt actors and choreography that they've rehearsed while we're doing other stuff. So it's such a collaboration. You can kind of let go of the reins for a minute, and I just know and trust that they're going to get
You have incredible co-stars, and certainly you can't pick a favorite, but
it.
do you enjoy sharing scenes with someone or someone's in particular? Annie told me that David keeps you in stitches and Nico keeps you in stitches offset, but maybe you enjoy a Hondo scene every now and then because you know there's going to be some butt kicking male testosterone moments as well.
Yeah, I know. Shamar and I always have great scenes because, and Patrick to that sense too. Not and I'm not excluding David, but in the sense of that, with Hondo and Deacon being the elders of the team, we get those moments where we kind of, you know, reflect on things. And it's been a funny thing this season, especially a little bit of last, but with Nico and Anna and Annie, is that sometimes Shamar and I will just step back and kind of look and say they're having so much fun, and they brought such a youthful energy and to the show, not just on screen but off, and it's really kind of kicked our butts in a good way. Of because I've said to him in the past, we're just playing cops and robbers, and it's what you did when you were a little kid. So um, they've been great. But I do love those scenes with Hondo, and then getting back to what I said with David. David and I have a great storyline going now with him taking over SWAT Academy. So that's been a lot of fun. We just had a couple great scenes yesterday. So yeah.
I was going to ask, outside of your iconic episode 9, are there particular episodes you're really proud of the work you put into, either acting or physical moments where you're really just proud of how it all turned out?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta I gotta say it. The stuff that the writers have really keyed into, me being a mentor to the newbies. Had some, like last night's great scene with Anna, that they kind of threw at us last minute, and then one coming up with Annie and I, questioning each other's, or she's kind of tapping into not questioning my faith, but being curious about it and how that affects me in my work. So coming up, there's a couple of those that are really, that I'm proud of. And I got a really cool fight coming up in a few episodes too.
You've
So
reached 150 plus episodes of SWAT, and the fans continue to beg for more of this show. What does that mean to you?
it's really extraordinary in this day and age specifically. But I can't sometimes believe that it's that many. But I've gone back before, especially when I'm going to direct an episode. I've gone back in the past and watched certain episodes, from early days um, when it was just new, and I sometimes watching, I'm like, I don't remember this. So it's that's just crazy how many we've done, because there'll be times where I'm looking like, wait, what was this? And I watch the episode like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So it means a lot, and we've said it. Shamar and I have said it. We can get his knees, keep them in shape, and keep them intact. We'll do this for as long as they'll have us, which I think is, I don't see any end in sight. I know we've had our yeah, we've had our scares, but we just we survive. We keep rolling.
Well, have you been busy working on any other projects recently, or maybe thoughts of writing and directing outside of this series as well?
No, I mean, I don't have time for to do that. So but I would certainly embrace the idea of directing outside of this. I not writing. I have I always say to I can't imagine just having a blank page and starting a script. I really give a lot of credit to that. But directing is something I've really kind of taken to, and I've seen, I have shows I watch, and I kind of watch it now from a different perspective. It'd be fun to be doing a show that shoots all over the world, or has airplane helicopter chases and stuff. But we'll just take it day by day.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of SWAT and continue to just clamor for more of this incredible series?
Well, I mean, thank you sincerely. And you guys, you've hung in there, and you're really a big reason why we're still doing it. And a sincere thank you to those that have embraced the new group here, because they put in a lot of hard work, and they're really elevating the show. So for those fans that are sticking around. And I get it at the beginning when you're like, oh, who's this? They're new. I don't like them. I mean, I don't like change. I get it, but I think people are starting to really see this new group as as they should, which is really talented, really great group of people.